Hello everyone, it's SpawnPoiint, and guys, I think it's time for a new TV. So today we're unboxing and taking a closer look at the brand new 77-inch LG G6. And this is LG's latest OLED TV that I've been using for the last week, and it's one I'm pretty excited to show you. So it's packing all of the usual features like 4K, HDR, 120Hz and VRR for gaming, but it also has 165Hz support for PC, a new brightness booster Ultra, and a few other updates as well. But is it that much better than the LG G5? So here's the massive box that it comes in, which still surprises me every single time I unbox one of these. It's got some of the specs on the front, including the fact this is the 77-inch model, and the full product name, which is the LG OLED Evo AI G6. But I'm just going to call it the G6. So inside we have a bag of accessories, which simply contains the AI Magic Remote, a couple of AA batteries, and some paperwork to flick through. There's also the flush wall bracket if you're going to use that for that ultra flush look. So back here we have the LG OLED branding along with the indent for the wall bracket, but if you're using a VESA bracket like me, there's the 300 by 300 VESA holes in the middle. Now as mentioned, I am using my own VESA bracket, which means I can adjust it and move it around on my wall, and this just attaches to the back of the TV with these 4 bolt holes and slides onto the bracket. And here it is, the 77-inch LG G6. And honestly guys, from a design point of view, this looks exactly the same as the previous G series OLEDs. But that's not a bad thing. I still think these are great looking TVs. We've got this nice metal frame around the edges of the screen, giving it that premium gallery look, and because of those ultra thin bezels, it always gives the impression that the image is floating as you practically can't see the frame at all. Of course there's a little notch at the bottom, which is where the sensors are. Otherwise these G series TVs are an incredibly clean looking TV. Now again, if you were using that flush fit wall mount, then it would literally look like a piece of art, especially when you use the Gallery Plus content, because you can kind of make this look like a picture frame. But when it comes to the picture and the image quality of these OLEDs, especially the G6, it blows me away every single time just how good they look. Like, I know you guys are viewing this TV through your own screen, but I always hope you can at least get an idea of just how good they are. So the first thing is how bright and vibrant the picture is. So I've got the GTA 6 wallpaper up on screen now, and the colours of this image just pop like crazy. But as I say, it is so bright as well. Now you can tell I'm filming this right now in the middle of the day. Curtains are open, loads of natural light, and as I'm moving around the room, the image just looks like this. And this is without doubt one of the biggest selling points of the G6 this year, is the increased brightness. Now LG are calling it their next generation of OLED, the Hyper Radiant Color technology, and it's basically combining a few things. Firstly, it's got RGB tandem OLED tech and the new Brightness Booster Ultra, which is said to have 3.9 times higher peak brightness when compared to the LG B6. And that is absolute madness. Here, for example, I've got the G5 and the G6 with the same content. And although it's not always easy to show you this perfectly, it's pretty clear that the G6 is brighter overall in some scenes. And just for reference, I do have the energy saving mode off, and I've set the brightness to 100%, although that is blindingly bright, so I have actually been using it at about 80% most of the time. And then there's the perfect color, which is how we're getting this amazing picture quality. Nice contrast, vivid and accurate colors, and I've always loved how OLED TVs have this nice wet look to them. So here with Ratchet and Clank, for example, you can see how the colors pop and how there are no reflections, but it still looks incredibly deep. Of course, then we have the perfect black levels as well, and we cannot talk about an OLED TV without highlighting the fact that the true black levels are perfect. And what's awesome is it doesn't matter whether you're watching this in a bright room during the day or at night in the dark, the black levels are unreal. So I actually rarely film my content in the dark. I always film it in a well-lit room, and you can clearly see how good the black levels are. And that is massively helped by the screen coating, which now has a reflection-free premium certificate. So it's still glossy, but it's got this super dark, almost black tint to it. Obviously, if you point it straight at a window, you're going to see it, but it is nothing like my old 2019 LG C9 that I have in the kitchen. This thing is like a mirror sometimes. I also prefer this to a matte screen, as there's no compromise to the colors or black levels, whereas sometimes you do get glare from a matte screen. Viewing angles though are always incredible on these OLEDs, which means it almost doesn't matter where in the room you're watching it from, you're still going to see the same contrast, colours and overall decent picture quality. Now of course I always watch this straight on in front of my sofa, but if you do have seating off to the side, at least you know your viewers are still going to be able to see it. But if you're a gamer though, this screen is one of, if not the best TV that you can use for gaming this year. And I'm not kidding. Not only are you getting this awesome picture quality for your story-driven games that make them look like you're watching a movie, it's also packing every single feature that you would want or need for gaming. For the PS5, PS5 Pro or Xbox Series, this TV is absolutely perfect for those. It ticks every single box that you need, including the obvious 4K, HDR and 120Hz, but also Dolby Vision and VRR, or the variable refresh rate. So as long as you have this enabled on the PS5 for example, you're going to get this buttery smooth gameplay. And as it's got the 100% colour fidelity and colour volume, we're getting these stunning images. Now I've recently been playing the new Assassin's Creed Black Flag game, and it looks amazing. Same with Cyberpunk, even with these dark night scenes while filming during the day, or some Forza Horizon 5 and Forza Horizon 6. And something else worth talking about is the response time or the input lag, which is near instant. That's kind of like it is with all OLEDs to be honest, so playing FPS games like Call of Duty, there is no lag at all. Now I know it's probably a little big for most of you to play competitively on, but from a technical point of view, this is as fast, if not faster than most gaming monitors out there. And you're getting this sort of picture quality at the same time. Oh, and if you're a PC gamer, well you can unlock the 165Hz mode too, along with VRR, Nvidia G-Sync and AMD FreeSync Premium Pro. And then we've got the Game Optimizer mode. This is still here, so by pressing the settings button brings up this menu, where it means you can see your current frame rate and if VRR is on, but you can also press the little pencil icon and then you can edit or remove what you want to see. So for example, I've added the resolution here so I can see this now instead. Now obviously this isn't just a gaming TV, so you're probably going to use it for movies and TV shows as well. And it's one of the reasons I always go for a 77-inch over a 65-inch, as it is so much more immersive for movie nights. Now I do wonder if I should have gone for the 83-inch version, maybe I'll do that next time. Now as for movies, well it does support Dolby Vision and 4K, as well as Filmmaker Mode and Dolby Atmos. Pair that with the awesome picture quality and black levels, and it is so good for movie nights. And this year the processor has been upgraded to the Alpha 11 AI processor Gen 3 4K with dual AI engine. I know that's a lot. And this is what's powering the boost in image quality and the AI super upscaler. Basically, this is what's able to upscale the picture to 4K with improved sharpness and textures, but even faster now. And that means it's great for those HD movies or lower res TV shows. And the sound and speakers are important too. So the TV does have speakers built in, a 4.2 channel down-firing setup. And look, they sound okay with the AI sound settings switched on, but honestly a soundbar will be far better than any internal speakers. And if you're using a TV like this, you really need to get good sound as well. But just for reference, here's how the TV sounds. Now LG have also launched a brand new surround sound kit called the SoundSuite 8.7 range, and this is the world's first soundbar system powered by Dolby Atmos Flex Connect. And what this means is the soundbar and the speakers can all freely connect to each other or the TV, where either the soundbar or the TV becomes the main leader device. And these speakers are all wireless, which is an absolute game changer for pretty much any setup. All you need to do is power them on and it will calibrate them out of the box with a built-in mic. So you can place them anywhere in your room and they will automatically set themselves up. So I've gone ahead and set the soundbar on the top of my unit here, which looks proper nice. And then I've placed the sub down here, which is called the W7. And the surround sound speakers, the 4 M7 speakers, I've put those around my room. And technically, there are 50 different configurations that you could use between the M7, M5, 8.7 and W7. Right, anyway, we are set up. Let's have a listen to this immersive Quad Suite 7 Pro. Damn, I'll tell you what guys, that sounds really good. For speakers as small as these, I was not expecting them to sound this good or that loud. Oh, and the speakers can be used independently with Apple AirPlay and Google Cast, so literally a home speaker as well. And a quick look at the remote, or the AI Magic Remote as it's called. Now it's similar to what we've had before, but it now features a dedicated AI button on here. Otherwise it has the Air Mouse or on-screen cursor feature still, but honestly I use this a lot for navigating around the menus. And looking through the menus or the OS on here, WebOS 26 is mostly the same, where the home screen has the tile layout with all of your latest apps including Netflix, Disney Plus and Apple TV, but it definitely feels snappier, which is always a bonus. The main settings are again pretty much the same, like picture and sound settings. There are, however, 5 AI features worth talking about. So there's the AI Voice ID, AI Concierge, AI Chatbot, AI Picture Sound Wizard, and my favourite, the AI Search. So this is like a mini search engine that will find videos and content based on your keywords. Like if you press and hold the AI button on the remote and say, find me a movie with Tom Holland in, it will search across the apps that you've got installed and hopefully find what you're looking for. Or even search for SpawnPoiint on YouTube. And another feature that I wanted to mention about the LG G6 is the eye safe certifications. Basically, it's what helps reduce the blue light in the content that you watch. Not only does it mean it's safer and better for your eyes, but it massively helps with reducing eye fatigue. As for the ports, well, it's got 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, 3 USBs, a LAN, and an optical out. There's also 2 antenna or cable inputs down at the bottom. Now, there's still a hardwired power cable that you cannot remove if you were thinking of feeding it through your wall. And do you guys know how many times I get asked what picture settings I'm using? Well, this time I'm including them right here. So on the PS5, I have it set to Game Optimizer mode. Brightness is at 90% and dynamic tone mapping is on. I rarely use HGIG because I just find it a little bit too dark. And then for apps like Netflix and Apple TV, for Dolby Vision, I use Filmmaker mode, 100% brightness and true motion off. And then if the content looks a little bit too dark, I will sometimes use Cinema Home. Everything else though, I tend to use ISF Expert Bright during the day or ISF Expert Dark at night. Brightness, I set this around 70 to 100% with true motion off. And that is it. Honestly guys, I don't really mess around too much with the settings on these TVs to get the picture that I'm really happy with. But just going back to the TV for a second, the big question is the LG G6 worth buying? Well, the short answer is yes, definitely. It's taken everything that the G5 was good at, brightness, reflection handling, colours, those gaming features, and actually somehow made it even better in practically every single way. Now, if you've got a G5 already, well, the G6 is better, but is it worth swapping? Probably not. Unless you're already using the 100% brightness on the G5 and you need that extra 200 to 400 nits, well, I would just stick with that. But if you're looking to grab a new TV and you're not sure whether to go for the G5 or G6, I would personally spend that little bit extra and go for this. Plus, now that it's a few months old, any of those early firmware issues have all been ironed out and it's a really solid TV. And on a separate note, you might have noticed this already, but I have changed my TV unit this month. It's almost the same as the one that I've always had, but I went ahead and designed a brand new one that would fit the larger TVs and give me some extra storage. I'll probably end up doing a living room tour over the next month or so keep an eye out for that. But until then, drop a nice OLED in the comments and I'll give you a thumbs up for staying right till the end. You'll also find a link in the description to this TV if you want to buy one for yourself. And if you did enjoy today's video, check out this video next. Well, thanks for watching, please like, subscribe and follow me everywhere. Until next time.